Welcome back, folks, to Formula 1 2014 gameplay. I'm your host, SamuraiT-X, and today is race day for the Singapore Grand Prix, but why not do something before that and watch my video? And yes, I'm going to be doing Formula 1 2014, 25% no less race, because I'm very rusty and I've not played this game in a very long time. But before we do, we're going to pick Grand Prix because I'm very rusty, so let's start a new event. And yes, let's go through the teams. So you have Mercedes. Well, let's go back to Mercedes and meet the drivers. Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. And the 2014 World Champion and Sebastian Vettel. It has Daniel Ricciardo as a teammate. So, yes, four-time World Champion and defending World Champion in this game. For Ferrari, you have Fernando Alonso and Kimi Raikkonen, a dream team. That was pretty bad in the actual season. You have Williams, and we have Felipe Massa, who departed from Ferrari to join Williams in 2014, and we have Valtteri Bottas, who kept his seat. Pastor Maldonado obviously got the boot. Now we go to McLaren Mercedes. We have Jenson Button and debutant Kevin Magnussen, and this was to be their last season with the Mercedes engine. Now to Force India with Nico Hülkenberg and Sergio Perez as his teammate, who departed from McLaren to join Force India. Now Toro Rosso, you have John-Eric Vergne and debutant Daniil Kvyat. Now Lotus, we have Romain Grosjean and Pastor Maldonado. I don't know how he got that win, but he has a race win. He left Williams for Lotus. Now we have Sauber with Sutil and Esteban Gutierrez. And we go to the Mana Marussia team, who have Jules Bianchi, rest in peace Jules Bianchi, and Britain Max Chilton, who does IndyCar racing these days. Now we have Caterham, who have Kamui Kobayashi and Marcus Ericsson. God knows how he's still in F1 to this very date. So we're going to pick the Ferrari team because I'm very rusty. And we are going to pick Kimi Raikkonen because, yes, he needs my luck. So we're going to do 25% in a race only, custom. Braking assist off, ABS off, steering assist, traction full, on, everything's up to my standard. I'm going to turn the flashbacks down to 2, and we're going to keep it on professional because I'm pretty rusty. So, the weather set in dynamic, safety car on. Now let's continue, and we're going to race in Sakhir, Bahrain. As this track layout is the new version of the Bahrain Grand Prix. They added a new turn in for 2010, I believe they debuted it. So the track's a bit longer than the one in 2006, the one I played in Championship Edition for sure. And this is the first night race, actually. 2014 was the very first time they did a Bahrain Grand Prix at night. So it's going to show you my statistics. Top 20 finishes, 17 times. Laps in the lead, 105. Clean races, 0. Oh my god. Don't think that's going to change. Fastest laps, 11. So, we are here at the Sakhir Bahrain Circuit, or the Bahrain International Circuit, as it's night time and it's race day here. And we are going to enter the Ferrari garage as Kimi Raikkonen is about to enter his car. What position do we start in? Who knows? Right. We start in... What place do we start? Alright, we start 9th place, so when we come back, I'm going to do my car setup and you'll see me on the grid. Alright, we're back, and we're about to go to the grid. The loading screen is loading, so I might as well tell you the grid as we speak. Rosberg's first place with Hamilton 2nd, Massa 3rd, Sebastian Vettel 4th, Bottas 5th, Ricciardo 6th, Hülkenberg 7th, Alonso 8th, Raikkonen 9th, Kevin Magnussen 10th, Perez 11th, Button 12th, Kvyat 13th, Vergne 14th, Grosjean 15th, Sutil 16th, Maldonado 17th, Gutierrez 18th, Kobayashi 19th, Ericsson 20th, Bianchi and Chilton are last two players on the grid, or last drivers on the grid. And it's a great start by Kimi Raikkonen, who's going to overtake his teammate Fernando Alonso, and Daniel Ricciardo is in 7th place. He's lost place to Hülkenberg, and Kimi Raikkonen has gone in between Hülkenberg and Bottas and has passed both of them. And Kimi Raikkonen has made an amazing start, moving up 6 places already in turn 1 into 3rd place with only the Mercedes ahead of him. So he's going to chase down Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg, who tends to have a very fast pace, but Kimi Raikkonen is going to take it easy because the AI in lap 1 tend to be a bit slow. So, yeah, we're going to try and not crash. I'm a bit rusty, so you might see my driving be a bit bad. And plus I'm live commentating as well in the process, so yeah, I might make a little bit of mistakes in between. I don't know what turning I'm on, but I think this track has I think it has 20 turns, or is it 19? I'm not sure, you know. Should have done my homework before, but I will slap up my homework once I do this again. So we're chasing Lewis Hamilton for second place because we can't let the Mercedes get away very easily. We're going to take things easily on the first lap. We're on the option tyre, which is the softer tyre out of the yellow striped tyres and the white striped tyres. We'll be going on the white striped tyres for our second stint, but for now we're going to do 6 laps on these tyres, and then the last stint we'll probably do the rest of the lapping, obviously. So we're chasing Lewis Hamilton down for second place, and we're going to dive bomb him outside in the final turning, but nope, we backed away because we didn't want to cause a crash so early on in the race. So now we're going to take his slipstream and attempt to pass him, but the Mercedes' straight line speed is so superior compared to Ferraris in this game, but the slipstream of Lewis Hamilton is keeping us with him right now, and we're going to try and dive bomb him right now, and we're going to make the move stick. Yes, we've passed him, so we're in second place. So right in front of us now is the leader, Nico Rosberg, who tends to be not easy to pass in this game. He tends to be very defiant on keeping his place and defend a lot. So we're going to stay with him, and DRS is currently disabled until the next lap, so we're going to definitely have to keep Hamilton behind us while we're under pressure from Nico Rosberg. And we've ran a bit wide by getting touched from behind by Lewis Hamilton, who overtakes us. So yeah, a little bit of drama early on, and Kimi Raikkonen does keep his place after passing him again. So, wow. Lewis Hamilton was being a bit too aggressive and hit Kimi Raikkonen's tyre from behind. No puncture yet, thank goodness. I hope that there wasn't a puncture done, but that little spin with Hamilton did lock up our rear tyres, and that probably did a bit of damage to our tyres, as these tyres tend to run off the cliff pretty quickly because it's the softer compound. So, yeah, that didn't help my cause. Being hit by Hamilton, and we're going to make our fuel mixture, and we're going to probably pull it on rich so we can catch up with Nico. No, we're sticking to lean. Alright, so I don't think that was the wisest idea, considering lean fuel was pretty early, and we're not catching Nico Rosberg with lean fuel, so we have 2 laps of fuel carried over, so we can go rich if we want, you know, to go fast. So I think we should do that as we hit the straight, because Nico Rosberg's getting away from us. And DRS is enabled in this lap, so once we cross the line, I think Lewis Hamilton will have DRS, so we better stay... Oh no, it's Ricciardo in third place. I think when we touch tyres with Lewis Hamilton, Ricciardo seized the opportunity and overtook Lewis Hamilton. So Daniel Ricciardo's in third place right now with Rosberg first, but we're going to stay on rich revs for now. We're struggling as we head into the straight. We struggled heading out of turn 2, which is pretty strange. And now we're going to brake on, and oh dear, that wasn't really a good entering of the next chicane, which was pretty bad. But we're currently fast on our old time, which is pretty good. Maybe it's because we're running rich revs, and we ran a bit wide. I think that'll cost us some time, but would it make us catch Rosberg? I don't think so. But we got to stay on rich revs to catch Nico Rosberg because of the fact that he's just in front of us, but he's very fast. So yeah, we're going to risk a strategy pretty early and hit the rich revs. We can only stay on rich revs for 2 laps, and it still has 2 laps available as we check. Our stop is on lap 6, so we're going to try and retain our place while trying to chase Rosberg as well. So yeah, I'm running out of words to say because this is a live commentary, and I'm trying to not make as much mistakes while I'm making live commentary, because try and commentate while you're racing, it's not easy. And that's what I'm doing right now. So yeah, we're chasing Rosberg down on lap 3. We're not going to have DRS because we were too far away from him, but we should be able to set the fastest lap. It's a good thing I did professional difficulty because it's medium. So yeah, we've got 1 lap available of rich rev fuel, and we've set the fastest lap with a 1:38.157, and that's very good. And we're 1.5 seconds behind Rosberg. Sorry about that. But after that turn 1 and the exit heading into the next turn, I think we've closed the gap just a tiny bit on Nico Rosberg. Hopefully this will be something to come. So we're going to be chasing him down throughout this lap, hoping that we, on rich revs, hoping that we can stay behind him. And we're we're nearly 2 tenths up on our first sector, which is our personal best lap, and we're under a second behind Rosberg, so we are in DRS range, which is pretty sweet. We definitely need that DRS to catch the Mercedes, because the Mercedes is way superior to Ferrari in this game. That's why I picked Ferrari. They're fast, but it's a challenge. I wanted a challenge, and we open our DRS. We're not going to catch Rosberg because he had a bare exit heading into that turn, and I didn't. But it does keep me with him, and we're going to brake and stay on 4th gear and try and stay on the road, which we do. We're heading to the end of the second sector, and we're 7 tenths slower. We must have made a mistake heading into that turnage. Yes, we did. So we're still under a second behind Nico Rosberg, and we're still going to chase him on rich revs. We do have DRS available to us, and we kind of should not have stayed down on 2nd gear there. We should have been on 3rd heading into that corner. So we're sticking from standard to rich again, and we're going to open our DRS. We're not no way near Rosberg, but we are still under a second in DRS range. We're pitting in the next lap, so we're going to try and be a bit risky with our strategy. And we did close the gap there, so that's very good. But I don't think we're going to pass him or try anything risky. I think we're under 5 tenths of a second behind Rosberg, as we do have 1 lap of spare fuel. Whoops. I tried to do rich revs, but instead I choose tyres, but I didn't select options or anything. We're going to stick to lean right now because of the fact that we need to save fuel as well for the next stint. There's no point going all out for this stint, because if we do, then it will be a bad idea in a way, because then we'll have to save fuel for the next stint, and then that will probably cost us if we're not ahead of Rosberg. We checked behind us momentarily to see where Daniel Ricciardo is. It's not really that far. We do check on the radar as well, but I decided to check behind to see if he was anywhere near. But no, he's not. We do have DRS on Nico Rosberg, but due to being on lean fuel mixture, we're not going to pass him, but I'm okay with that. So here's Kimi Raikkonen going on the outside, and he's taken the lead, has he? No, he hasn't, because he's made a mistake, and Nico Rosberg has definitely retaken the lead again. So my goodness, Kimi Raikkonen's been a bit nervous here with his driving. He did run wide, and he didn't want to cause a crash, so he decided to go off the track for a while, but that was a safe bet. And now Daniel Ricciardo's closed the gap due to the battle between Rosberg and Raikkonen, but mostly closed the gap on Raikkonen because of the fact that Raikkonen did make a small mistake. But we still are within DRS range of Nico Rosberg. And we are entering lap 6 here, and here's a message from our engineer. He's telling us to keep pushing, but I'm not sure if that's a good idea right now, because our tyres are off the cliff, but we will try and make something of it. And the Ferrari mechanics are out, so that means Kimi Raikkonen is pitting after this lap, as the engineer did tell us to box. We're going to box this lap, so we're going to try and make what we can by trying to attempt to pass Rosberg and try and do a good lap so that we can actually stay with him. For now, we're 2 tenths up on our sector 1, which is pretty good. So we're staying with Rosberg, and we were going to think about trying to do a dive bomb from far distance, but then I decided to leave it, because if I did, I would have hit him for sure and lose my front wing, and we don't need any delays with my pit stop by putting on the front wing and tyres at the same time. That would be like 6 seconds gone, and that would be my race victory over, so, or chance of a race victory over. So we're going to switch to standard revs, now, standard fuel load, so that we can stay on a normal thing, so that we can save some fuel for this next stint. Because we're not going to overtake Rosberg. We've conceded the fact that we're not going to overtake Rosberg, because our driving has been okay and he's been too fast. I think Rosberg has also hit the rich revs because of the fact that he does get away from me in specific corners. So we're going to enter the final turn on the 3rd gear. Nope, 2nd gear, but that's okay, because the Ferrari mechanics are out, and Kimi Raikkonen is diving in the pit lane. And Daniel Ricciardo is going to overtake for 2nd place, and I think someone else is pitted. I think that's a Mercedes. It is a Mercedes. It's Lewis Hamilton, and Kimi Raikkonen is pitted. He's put on the prime tyres, and out he goes. Very good pit stop. And Lewis Hamilton remains behind him, so that's a very good stop by the Ferrari boys. And looks like there is going to be someone coming out of there, and that looks like Kevin Magnussen. And it is Kevin Magnussen, and he's in 3rd place. And now we're going to go all out to try and either get a slipstream of him or try and overtake him. I don't think Kimi Raikkonen is going to be pleased if he gets held by a McLaren. We already know his past, you know, with McLaren when he said when he used to call in on the radio saying get the McLaren out of the way. It's a you know effing joke. He's not going to use any excessive language because he's nowhere near the McLaren, but pretty sure he wants the McLaren out of his way. We did cut across the track there, but we didn't get penalised for that. That's pretty lucky. But our tyres are cold right now, so we don't want to do anything stupid per se. I think we do have DRS on Kevin Magnussen, but McLaren's straight line speed in this game is absolutely brilliant. I think this McLaren, Williams, and the Mercedes all have the best straight line speed in this game. So yeah, Kevin Magnussen's kind of holding us up, but I don't think it's enough because we are getting DRS off him, which is good. So at least at least we're getting some sort of boost from him. So good thing we didn't particularly overtake Kevin Magnussen, because I think Kevin Magnussen will pit this lap. If he doesn't pit this lap, then we're going to overtake him on the next lap. But I'm pretty certain the McLaren's going to pit. And we tried to go attack Magnussen, but we thought, no, let's not do that, because I'm pretty sure Magnussen will pit. So here we go. If we're right, yes, we're right. Kevin Magnussen is in the pits. And we use DRS thanks to Kevin Magnussen. And that looks like Nico Rosberg has come out ahead of Kimi Raikkonen. So the undercut did not work at all. And in first place, I believe, is Daniel Ricciardo. So I believe Daniel Ricciardo is currently in first place, trying to do the overcut between, I think that's what it's called, overcut between both Kimi Raikkonen and Nico Rosberg, hoping that he gets ahead of both. But his tyres should be off the cliff, so I don't think this was a wise idea. Maybe he should have pitted at the same time as Nico Rosberg, because then he probably would have had the chance to be ahead of Kimi Raikkonen. I don't know the places per se, apart from Ricciardo's first, with Rosberg's second, Raikkonen's third, and Lewis Hamilton fourth. You know, James Allen doesn't do the commentary, so yeah, you're going to have to stick with me just commentating while we race. So, Kimi Raikkonen is currently chasing down Nico Rosberg as it's lap 8 of 14. We do have a bit more of this race to go, and he's touched the curb, but lucky he didn't spin, because when you take too much of that curb, you do spin. So lucky Kimi Raikkonen did not take too much of that curb. As you can see, we've got green sectors on both us. We've got green on our delta for our sector times in 1 and 2, because we've only just started on these tyres, so it's okay for us. And now we're close to Nico Rosberg, and here we go. And he's just messed up there with Kimi Raikkonen heading out there. He's switched to rich revs, and I think he's got DRS. He does. He's going to use it, because Daniel Ricciardo has dived in the pit lane, and don't think he's a threat, because we've just overtaken him, and now we're in second place. And I think Ricciardo will just take third place very nicely with a battle with Lewis Hamilton. So now it's just between Kimi Raikkonen and Nico Rosberg for the lead again. Sorry I was pretty quiet. I thought the engineer was going to talk, but obviously he didn't. I just like to think that the engineer is going to talk. We got 1 lap of fuel left, so we can hit rich revs if we want, but we don't want to. And we're 4/10 up on our first lap, and Kimi Raikkonen's ran a bit wide. I think that's going to cost him some time, but it hasn't really cost him much, as he's catching up with Nico Rosberg here. This battle for first place has been going on since lap 1, if I'm honest with you. Since no, lap 2, since he overtook Lewis Hamilton, sorry. But the battle for first place has been going on since lap 1, since Lewis Hamilton was battling his teammate before Kimi Raikkonen took him on the second lap on the first turn. So, oh, contact! Has Kimi Raikkonen lost his front wing? No, he hasn't, but he's run wide, and Nico Rosberg has kept his place. Nico Rosberg doesn't have a puncher. That was very clumsy of Kimi Raikkonen. And now he's on optional fuel, which means like he can either stay on standard or go to lean. And Kimi Raikkonen has switched to lean fuel because he has to save fuel, because if he runs out of fuel, then he might cause a retirement. So he has to think ahead, really. And he's staying behind Rosberg. He does have the DRS of him, so we're going to definitely stay in lean fuel for a while. Hopefully DRS helps us to stay with Rosberg, because we don't want to lose him. We're in lap 10 of 14, and we're going to keep up with Rosberg, and Yeah, things are going well. I like to say things are going very well because we did start ninth and we're second. So I didn't expect that heading into the first lap that I would make up so many places because everybody's pretty stubborn on the first lap as well. But the AI tend to be slow on that lap as well. Kimi Raikkonen continues to chase down Rosberg, and again they've made contact. And Rosberg has been overtaken by Kimi Raikkonen as he takes the lead. And Kimi Raikkonen is in the lead for the Bahrain Grand Prix. And he's turned into this corner, and there's contact. And I think Nico Rosberg has spun. He has spun. Nico Rosberg has spun. Hold on, we're going to check the replays because I don't know what happened. Here we go, we're going to check the replays very quickly. And if you can see there, as Kimi Raikkonen is going to enter the turning, we're going to look at Rosberg. And Rosberg pretty much connected tyres with him, and that's pretty much on the driver, Rosberg. That is his fault. Now we're going to resume racing. Poor Nico Rosberg has lost second place and has dropped to fourth as Hamilton and Ricciardo have overtaken him. Wow. Unbelievable stuff. That was dramatic indeed. Kimi Raikkonen and Nico Rosberg having contact with each other. Who expected it? Definitely not me. I don't think anybody did, but that's pretty much ruined Rosberg's race, and I think that's ruined the race in general to see who's going to be in the lead, because Rosberg did, that is Rosberg's fault. He was too overzealous trying to overtake Kimi Raikkonen, and his tyres touched, and lucky his front wing didn't touch Kimi Raikkonen's tyres, because that could have risked a puncture from the Finnish driver. So we do have one lap of fuel with to run rich revs, but yes, Kimi Raikkonen and Nico Rosberg has had incidents in the previous lap before, as Raikkonen did hit Rosberg, but did take evasion to not make another incident with him. Sorry, I thought the engineer was going to talk, but they don't really do that much talking, which is a blessing in disguise. So yeah, sorry about that big silence. I actually thought they were going to do a lot of talking, but the engineers don't really do that much talking. So that's pretty good. That alone is pretty good when the engineer doesn't do that much talking. So Kimi Raikkonen is in the lead and he's racing with himself, but Lewis Hamilton is doing his best to chase him as we are on lean fuel mixture. Nobody's really behind us, so nobody's going to really get DRS from us. Trying to be a bit cautious here, as Kimi Raikkonen is currently in the lead, with Lewis Hamilton second and Daniel Ricciardo third. Four seconds is the gap between Kimi Raikkonen and Lewis Hamilton. So what we're going to do is, I don't think really anything happens on lap 12 and 13, so, actually no, I think a lot happens in lap 12 and 13. Fuel is good, fuel is good. I'm saying that something might not happen in lap 12 or 13 and 12, this lap and the next lap. So I'm trying to say, I didn't mean like nothing happens, I meant something won't happen, that's what I meant, but, yeah, sorry about my commentary. Doing this live is really tough, you know. That's my personal opinion anyway. So we've got one lap of fuel left over, and we're still going to continue being on lean fuel because we don't want to hit rich revs and then we have no fuel left because that would be absolutely disastrous. We're not that far ahead anyway. We're 3 seconds ahead, but Lewis Hamilton is catching very slowly. And Kimi Raikkonen enters the corner where he had the incident with Rosberg. Yeah, I had to pause it for the replay during the live commentary because I don't know how to go into replays in this game. I don't think you can go into replays in this game. And Kimi Raikkonen has run wide. Oh dear, and that's given a chance for Lewis Hamilton to catch up momentarily. And I think he has catched up just a little. As we enter the third sector, let's see how much seconds he's behind. He has caught up by 7/10 of a second, because Kimi Raikkonen was 7/10 slow in that second sector, so that has jeopardized his race just a tiny bit. So yes, again, just like the previous video of Michael Schumacher in Championship Edition, you're going to get a full race with commentary with me. I know this race is kind of long, and I know this video will be kind of long. It will be about half an hour, but you know, when I do my editing skills and whatnot, if I do post commentary, then you will see me cut out some of the race. But when I'm racing live commentary, you're not going to see me cut it out at all, because I just don't see no purpose in me doing that. Because personally, for me, cutting out the when I'm live commentary would just make no sense. Besides, someone sent me a message, but that's a friend saying they're playing Metal Gear Online, but that's nothing too important because we're on the penultimate lap here, and Kimi Raikkonen is on the way to glory. But Lewis Hamilton is closing the gap down very slowly, and again, Kimi Raikkonen is pretty much damaging his gearbox by the way he enters each corner. As you can tell, the gearbox is making a lot of noise every time he makes the turning. And here we go. Kimi Raikkonen is currently first place. We're still in the penultimate lap. Can Kimi Raikkonen finish in first place, or will Lewis Hamilton beat him to the flag, checkered flag? And Kimi Raikkonen's run right again, and Lewis Hamilton is going to catch up very slowly. I don't think he's within DRS range, but we can see him getting closer and closer behind Kimi Raikkonen's mirrors. And he's 1.2 seconds behind, so he is pretty much near DRS range. And now Kimi Raikkonen, being under pressure, is going to turn up the rich revs. As you can see, he has plus 2 laps of rich fuel left, and here he goes. As he's about to enter the final corner of this lap, and he's about to start his final lap after hitting this straight. Lewis Hamilton is within DRS range, I believe. But let's see, it's the final lap here. Lewis Hamilton is 0.7 tenths of a second behind, sorry. I was about to say 0.7, but yeah, that is right, but 7 tenths of a second behind. Come on, use your Formula 1 term, Samurai. See, when you're doing co-commentary, when you're doing live commentary with this game, it's really messy. I'm really under the pressure, as you can tell. I'm really making a lot of mistakes with my commentary. That's because I'm under pressure. So we're going to brake heading into the 5th turning, I believe that is, and this is the end of the first sector. We're running purple, so we're still 7 tenths of a second ahead of Lewis Hamilton, with Rosberg overtaking Daniel Ricciardo and is in 3rd place. So Rosberg can only really get 3rd place after spinning out and dropping back 3 places after conceding the lead to Kimi Raikkonen. Let's hope Lewis Hamilton don't make that mistake, otherwise Kimi Raikkonen will be in boiling hot water over having incidents with both the Mercedes drivers. Well, he's pretty much had an incident with both the Mercedes drivers. Lap 2, people would say that Kimi Raikkonen was a bit too aggressive on Lewis Hamilton in overtaking him, but I think the overtake was actually fine. But anyway, we're heading into the final sector of the race as we enter. We end the 2nd sector, and he's done 1.5. He's green on that sector. It's not his personal best, but he's faster than the last lap. So we're on the penultimate straight of this race, and the final corner, heading into the final corner. Kimi Raikkonen brakes, and he's entered 3rd gear, 2nd gear, and he's damaged his gearbox. But I don't think he cares, because it's the final start-finish straight, and Kimi Raikkonen's about to cross the line and win the Bahrain Grand Prix. Excellent stuff. From 9th place to 1st. I'm so happy that I won this race. It wasn't easy, though. Had incidents all over the place.
Awesome, truly awesome. What a win.
Thank you, Jeff. So first was Kimi Raikkonen, second was Lewis Hamilton, third Nico Rosberg, 4th Nico Hulkenberg, 5th Kevin Magnussen. Oh, never mind. And Felipe Massa got 21st from 3rd place, and Sebastian Vettel got 17th from 4th. Wow, those two had a nightmare of a race. Makes me wonder what happened to them in the first start of the race, because their start was shocking. Anyway, let's go to the podium. I tried to say all the race positions, but I think he's all saw it. But yeah, I wanted to see what happened to Sebastian Vettel, because he wasn't at the top 10, so that was pretty weird. Here's Kimi Raikkonen celebrating his win. Hopefully we do get a Ferrari win in Singapore later on. And Kimi Raikkonen celebrates with the Ferrari team. Lewis Hamilton comes to congratulate him. Thank you very much, Lewis. Good job. And we celebrate a victory. So, with Sebastian Vettel, 1st place after a brilliant lap in Singapore, with Max Verstappen 2nd and Daniel Ricciardo 3rd, Kimi Raikkonen 4th, I could see either Ferrari or Red Bull winning this, but I hope it's Sebastian Vettel that wins, or Kimi Raikkonen. But mostly Sebastian Vettel, because it's for the championship, you know, and Kimi Raikkonen's not in it. So Kimi Raikkonen does have Lewis Hamilton behind him, and I hope he does a good job for Vettel and gets a podium for himself. But yeah, I'm going to end the video here because it's been half an hour of this video and I'm not cutting nothing out. So this is SamuraiT-X signing out. Until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.